Hey guys, welcome back to the Ride Waxing and UK One Wheel channel. So, a bit of a refurb. Now this room, let me just quickly flip you around. Okay guys, so one boring drab room. This is a room within my house that we have used before, and it's basically in need of some decorating. This is lovely mint green wall with the standard magnolia. The builder paints it all, and it is in a right mess. So I'm going to turn this into my little office. And basically get that thing up on the wall as well as another, as you'll see later on in the video. That's the plan. That's a rally burner that I built on my channel, and we'll explain a little bit more about that later. But yeah, I've got an idea for this wall in my head. Nothing of this is planned. I'm thinking about cladding that out and doing something with this wall. So it's a little bit like a ski chalet in homage to the Ride Waxing and ski theme of my channel, because that's something I love, ski and snowboarding. Going to get myself a new funky light. I'm not quite sure what light yet. I've got to go and do some research on that. Going to paint the walls grey, paint the ceiling grey. I'm going to put a desk just here and make sure that is all nice and cool. I'm thinking possibly old scaffold boards, so I need to find some of those. And basically, yeah, just try and put some funky lighting in here. Got some ideas from looking around different places. But yeah, just quite a boring old room, really. Going to keep the wardrobes in. Unfortunately, I'm not going to paint those because obviously they're all quite expensive when they went in. And yeah, have a general tidy up. Got a pad to sketch a few things down. There is a Genius sign there, and that's something that I am not. And we've got a Home Alone Lego set to find a home for somewhere. So let's crack on with this build. Okay, so quick test fit on the bikes. This is the Stranger Thing Mongoose bike. That was obviously Max's bike in Stranger Things. Managed to bag one of those from America, and this is a rally burner. And I'll put the link to this video build I did on YouTube onto that bike there as well. And that's something that I built in homage green for my Mini. So we got those two bikes up on the wall. Now this wall is obviously not going to stay. This is just a test fit. And how I fixed this is simply a nice big deep raw plug. Take the pedal off straight through there, and they are good to go. Took off the rear peg on this side. Again, not worried about marking the wall so much because this is going to be decorated. And obviously took off the pedals. Yeah, look pretty cool. So I've got to decorate this. I've got a bed settee going in here, which would be quite cool, and a bedside locker and stuff. So we've got a settee, like I say. They're going to decorate this. Not quite sure what colour I'm going to do it yet. I think the curtains are going to take down and just leave the blind up. So I'm going to do that next. Just basically get the full width of the wall. They're pretty level, and I've literally eyeballed that. I think the burner is slightly bigger in size in the sense of handlebars than the Mongoose. But yeah, so that is in homage to the 1980s. Of my life. Do love the 80s. Like I say, still got loads of stuff to do. Been breaking up pallets, and there's something that's going to come on this wall. I'm going to build a bench and stuff here. So this is a bit of a work in progress. So stay with me, guys, and we're going to crack on. Back to time lapse, stick some music on, and take the curtains down, decorate all the walls. Not quite sure what to paint the ceiling. Got to get funky light and go from there. So stay with me. wall, I'll actually cut out those grooves which you saw me do earlier, which obviously clears the skirting board, and that way then I can nail the cladding on. I found my studs, I've got one just there, one there, and one there. So we're going to build some stanchions off of that. I'm going to put a rail across here, and that is where my desk is going to go. Those plugs are going to pull out and screw to the wood, so they're on obviously easy accessible, and we don't need to have a recess, that way then the cables won't foul. So that's all good. Little note there for my son when I decorated the room. We're going to clad this all up and ready to rock and roll. So stay with me guys and we'll crack on with the cladding. Okay, so bought myself a new light. Hey, it works! Fantastic. So those little spotlights will highlight those lovely ATBMXs on the wall, and also the cladding that's going to be coming up next. I will be pricing up everything in this room so you guys will know exactly what it costs from the before to the after. Right, onto the cladding. Okay, so I've made a template of the actual battens that are on the wall upstairs in the office, and I'm just making sure I cut in the correct place on all these bits of timber so the cladding looks fantastic. Right, back to some music. Right, the room is now all done. So quick recap, this is what it looked like before. The nice magnolia, that lovely peppermint green, and a right mess on the floor. And this is what it looks like now. So there we go, before and after. What do you think? From a young lad's room to a man cave slash ski chalet slash my office. I think it's come out really, really well. I had an idea and inspiration in my head. I've always wanted to kind of do this, and I was given the opportunity to have a spare room in my house. So I thought, well, let's turn it into something other than just a dumping ground and turn it into something that I can use to do my videos, as well as chill out and edit videos on here, etc. And do my work for work and stuff, and built myself an office. So where was the idea behind this? I love ski chalets. I just love the look. I love the timber. I love the fact that every single piece of wood tells a story, and it's all come from a different tree, and there's no piece of wood that is exactly the same. And I think that is really, really quite cool. And I saw my brother, who makes a lot of stuff, wood things and bits and bobs. He does a lot of lathing, and he burnt up a dog bowl for a customer that he made, and it looked really, really cool. So I put 1 and 2 and came up with this. And here we are. How much did this room cost? Not a lot. Like I say, this is pallet wood, simply just pallet wood. It was a lot of time, 11 hours to fit this wall and fit this desk, just fitting this wall and this desk, and multiple hours splitting down pallets to get all the nails out so I can use this wood. And I think it's really cost effective with cost of materials nowadays being so high. I suppose the only bit of wood I really bought for this room was these scaffold planks. So let's start there. Scaffold planks I bought from a reclaim yard. Still got the metal on the end for a little bit of kind of like history, and obviously they tell people what they are. Again, the varnish and bits and bobs. So these were £15. So let's start there. Pop that on the screen. So we had £15 for the scaffold boards. The varnish and stuff I had. The propane gas I borrowed. So none of that cost me anything at all. Nails I had. I actually nail gunned them into the wall, which is quite cool. Screws I had. So yeah, I suppose you could put maybe £5 for sundries, but yeah, that whole wall there cost me £15, which is an absolute bargain. Bed settee I got from an awesome neighbour of mine. Absolutely lovely people, and they let me have that for £100. So this office can turn into a bedroom, and that folds out again for the infinity desk, kind of like the floating desk. It allows the bed settee to sit under it, and by it sitting under it means I can use this as a bedroom if and when necessary. £100 though for the bed settee. Paint to paint the room was £28, dark grey, and I think it looks really cool. Made the decision to paint the ceiling, gives it that kind of cosy look, and I absolutely love, and I'm so pleased I did paint the ceiling. So £28 for the paint. The rug that I'm sat on just here, IKEA, £17, the cheapest rug I could find, for the simple reason it just tidies things up. I went for like a grey metal defect. And the plastic thing I'm sat on, which obviously again is also from IKEA, allows my chair to move, which is quite cool, and makes things a little bit easier. I think it was £20 from IKEA, so an absolute bargain there. The light on the ceiling, I love. I got that online. That was £100, and they are, what's that, 5 spotlights, all low energy LEDs, and I can actually direct those around the room. And by going for this kind of wire track system, it allows me to make the room feel a little bit bigger, so you just haven't got a light sat in the middle. Adds a bit more of a feature to it, and you can pinpoint things like the snowboard and the awesome map of Le Plan Les Arcs in the French Alps behind me, the best place to go skiing, along with St Anton, but that's in Austria. But in France, that place is simply the best. So if you want to go skiing for the very first time, or you're an avid skier all the time, that's a place to head to. Anyway, we're cracking on with how much this room cost. The feature lighting I got from IKEA. That's the 2 strip lights which are just above me here. Again, so you don't have a main light on, just gives that lovely ambience of lighting. And do think about lighting when you're doing your room, because lighting can make a room when obviously the windows and the blinds are shut and it's dark at night, and it gives that kind of like lovely cozy feeling. These are also from IKEA. I've got a remote control, so I can turn the lights off and I can turn the lights on. The receiver is just down there. They are all wired in, and I have a light just under the desk to give you that kind of infinity look. The lights from IKEA was £70, so not massively expensive for the actual ambience it gives you when you don't have to have the main light on. So £70 for the light. The chair that I'm sat on, I love this chair. Kind of again in keeping, we've got that lovely wood back, kind of black leatherette or vinyl. I'm not really quite sure what it is. I would have thought it was vinyl or leatherette, because this chair was £140. Again, bought this online. Shop around, Originally found it for 189, but when you dig around, you can always find a bit of a deal on one. So £140 for the chair. So really, that is it. Settee, chair, paint, lights, wood. What you see in this room is either I have had or had been given to me to actually use, or I have scavenged from pallets where the drums of oil have been sat on, etc. So yeah, £590 to convert this room from a very boring drab room into the room that you see here in front of you. So not a lot of money, just under £600, and I've got a lovely man cave / office. But again, that doesn't take in consideration your labour, but if you're a little bit of a DIYer like me and you like to give something a go, then why not? If it's your labour is free if you enjoy doing it. So £590, and there we go, one room. So guys, thank you very much indeed for watching. Thank you very much indeed for hitting that like and hitting that subscribe button. If you haven't done so, please do so, and please share these videos with friends and family. I love to get my content out there, of basically into the world. I love making videos. I don't get millions of views, but I just love making them. So guys, thanks for watching. But until next time, I will see you soon.